All right, next question. Boundaries and handcuffs. Boundaries and handcuffs. Boundaries show you where, oh, excuse me, boundary shows you where the line is drawn in a relationship and for you not to cross it. Handcuff is a form of micromanagement. A micromanager controls every part, however small, of an enterprise or activity or relationship in this case. Yeah, we don't do micromanage. Maybe a little bit. When it comes to boundaries, it's real simple. In my relationship, this is the line in the sand. It's real clear, and I'll make it bold as day. What you can do and what you cannot do. I have boundaries that should not be crossed. She has boundaries that should not be crossed. Most relationships, with having sex, of course, have boundaries that is, or this is a non-negotiable. Anything will result into the beginning stages of early termination of the relationship. Now, when it comes to handcuffs, like it's real sort of like where you go. It's not necessarily where you go because that could be a form of protection as well. When it comes to micromanaging in the course of handcuffs, it's just real simple. Just she has a shackles on her, and she can't go. She can't make a peep. Excuse me. She can't talk. She can't move or do anything without the husband's permission. See, with my relationship, and really, and this is what I preach to all people, it's like you need to grant your significant other some form of freedom, especially if you chose her and you trust her or him, depending. You guys get the idea. See, with her, usually she's a homebody anyway, but I always give her the range, so you can go anywhere and everywhere you want. You don't need me. After all, she takes care of me. She takes care of the house, the family, and all this other stuff. I said free range. Go do whatever you want to do. Just don't cross certain boundaries. Like I don't want her tied up to the house, like a dog is tied up to the pole outside. That's not fair. That's inhumane now that I think about it. That's the difference between boundaries and handcuffs. For this one, curves. Hoes get married too. I'm also tired of that statement. So let's throw some numbers out here. The hoes getting married. Let's keep it with black women. 52% of black women get married. Let me say that again. 52% of black women get married. Only half stays married. If a hoe does not know how to play her position as a wife, and she bails at the first crack of pressure, that statement is a stupid statement to mention. Now some people's going to bring up, I'm not going to say her name because although she may or may not cop to it, I'm not going to bring up her name. They bring up celebrities who are perceived as hoes, and they say they get married. And my rebuttal to them is this: if they're married, how come you're not married? Silence. So the question is, whether hoes get married or not is irrelevant. A sucker is born twice a day. Not say twice a day. A sucker is born every day. So it doesn't matter if hoes are getting married or not. The question is, when you cross that line of marriage, do you know how to hold things down as a wife? According to what this brother has planned out. If the answer is yes, congratulations, keep going. If it's not, I don't know what you're talking about. And truth be told, although most hoes want to be married, can they stay married? Can they actually get married? Do they stay married? Do they want to be married? So that statement on Curse Fire was just played out as stupid. Now, Streets So Lucky said hoes are in the church. And that's an old narrative about the most freakiest girl being in church. But let's keep it real. Who actually going to church now? Statistically, who's going to church? I'll give you a hint. It's not the hoes. Hoes are electing to stay home and do whatever they do. So I hear Lucky statement. I think that's a out of date saying. It might be false, but who knows? But yeah, hoes are in the church. No, I'm calling cap. Most of them are not going to church anyway. The real pressures. If most women were honest, they will admit that they have done it on the first night. Yep. Yeah, I would agree with. I would 100% agree with that. Now, one thing I would tell the men though is like, dude, you can't call her whatever you want to call her if you are the one that incited and engaged with her. Um, what you would consider a whole life activity. Yeah, I do believe that there are most women, well, some to most women who gave it up on the first night. And I'll say y'all adults act like adults. As far as don't be going around name calling and other shit. Truth be told, what you guys do is between y'all two. The world don't know. Like that previously, whatever I did in my relationships, a lot of people would never know because I don't talk about my relationship. Mind your own fucking business. Granted, they knew not to ask me, but stop telling everybody what you're doing. Stop name calling. Like, grow the fuck up. Now, with that statement, Shisha Loki said, if that's true regarding most women sleeping, give it up on the first night. Shisha Loki said, if that's true, then the stats are wrong about men not getting ass. She's so lucky. Yeah, lucky you don't know how stats work. For the most part. So I'm gonna be bear with you with this one. Just like more than half of the men are single and childless, 30% of black men are married. So that's 54. That's 38. So there's an argument like 8%. Most of the women are sleeping with like 8% of men. So it's very true that most dudes probably have not lost their virginity yet, but at the same time, there are some women that are messing with a small group of men. It's all in rotation. I think it's called community dick. Yep, community penis, as y'all will call it. Now, that led to another conversation where Lucky said it's different for women versus women. I think that goes to the whole conversation. What is a whole? What activities do they consist of? Now, I don't know who changed the topic, but they said if a woman sleeps with another woman, would she be considered a hoe? My answer to that is yes. Just because and Lucky and Anton to a degree said it's not her being a hoe if there's no penetration. To my response to that is shut the fuck up. You know why I say my response to that shut the fuck up is because who has the highest domestic violence rate? That would be women on women. And you're telling me you as women was not cool with your man cheating on you when you was in a heterosexual relationship. Now you're going to tell me you're okay when another woman with all that emotion and estrogen, it's okay for her to go out there and cheat because it's not penetration and you are not going to wild out? Yeah, I'm calling cap. Sorry. It's the same thing.